Hey everybody, it's Paul again. I have another radio from y'all. It's from Kenwood. It's the Kenwood Excelon DNN992. This is the top of line radio they have. They can't go any higher than this. If you go any higher than that, they probably have something specially made in their tech room. But we're not going to that because I'm sure they don't. Anyway, this radio is about $14.99 with a 2-year warranty. It's got about a 6.95 WVGA capacitive touchscreen, and it also has Wi-Fi capabilities. It's also got Kenwood wireless link along with Bluetooth with A2DP, and also aptX for Androids and SPP for iPhones and Androids. It also has Pandora, iHeartRadio, and Appio, or however you say it. It's also SiriusXM ready. It's got built-in Navtech Traffic, which is a paid service, and it's got 3D terrain with bird's eye junction view. You got lane guide and junction view, push to talk, voice recognition, speech to text, text to speech, navigation, voice controls. Got social networking services. It's also got route collection from your O2DB port, however you say it, and then HDMI, MHL capabilities for those particular compatible phones. And it's got NRICS along with guidance from Garmin, just to name a few. Anyway, before I find out any more features to tell you, let's go ahead and open up the box and let's see what's on the inside. So, got the box here, and just lifting this box, it feels at least to be 7 to 8 pounds. So this is pretty hefty radio. Alright, got the box open. The first thing come to is their multimedia remote. Next thing come to looks like this is the push to talk button, PTT button. You can mount that anywhere, and you use this button to access several features. Probably like Siri Eyes Free control for your iPhone users. This looks like the navigation antenna. Oh, let's see. Here's the microphone. Here's the wiring harness. This is the park and brake switch, relay, and reverse wire harness. Here is another harness for. I'm going to get this out of the package real quick. Okay, this harness right here has rear view camera inputs. It's got front camera inputs, so you can actually hook up to 2 cameras. Got the camera input positive and negatives. It's got AV out, and looks like AV in. So you can use these for an Xbox or something, and audio video out to other screens or monitors or something like that. So that's what this harness is for, or plug-in. Next thing is the baggie, and inside this baggie we got install screws. We got a little plate right here for the navigation antenna. You get a little black plate right there. It's got the warranty card and the batteries for the remote, and 2 install or release keys for the cage. And I feel in here probably the manual and stuff as well. And there might be some other things like software agreements and other deals inside here, but that's for y'all to find out. Anyway, I'm going to lift the lid up. Inside the lid is a trim ring. You may or may not get to use, but it does come with one. So it's got the trim ring. I'll just leave that right there. Here is another trim ring for more of our, custom installations. That's what that one's for. Used to cool down pretty quick. Alright, looks like there's nothing else in the box that I can tell. Alright, nothing in the box. Set that off to the side. It's that nice hefty styrofoam. Keep it from bouncing while it's riding around. Now here's a little bag it's in. Alright, here's a cage for most probably custom installations. And I tell you, this radio is pretty heavy. Normal radios, just regular radio CD players, average about 4 pounds a piece, and this one feels like twice that, the way it is. So probably when you're installing it, make sure you have it really nice and tight on the install kits. Alright, got the sticky clear paper that keeps the front from being scratched up. And anyway, here's the radio. I'm going to go ahead and get it mounted up my little display, and we'll turn around back here and see what all's going on back here, and then we'll turn it on, power it up, and probably end up being 3 hours later showing you all the features. I think there's going to be a lot of stuff to show you in this radio. So anyway, let's just get started on the back side. Alright, we got the back of the radio turned around for y'all. As usual, I'm going to start from this end and work my way over to here, going through all the plugs and everything one at a time to kind of let you know what the back of the radio has. And it's got some going on back here. It's kind of like a mullet. It's got the party up front and the business in the back. Or is it the business in the front and party in the back? Either way, it's still a lot of fun and lots of stuff to look at. We'll start right here. This is the HDMI MHL input. What you do is you undo this little screw right here, and this little cover pops off. The little corner cover on the side of the radio. It's about this long, going from here to the back, and it pops off, and you slide your HDMI cable into here, and you put this cover back. What it does, it keeps the plug from getting bent, because those HDMI cables here, they're pretty long and stuff. So this little cord is going to come out here, and this is going to support that cable. Right next to it, this is the microphone input. That's what your microphone plugs into. Directly underneath this is the AV out audio. That way you can have out other screens, or some sort of audio video collection method, I guess. Right here is your antenna plug in, and like I say, normally, being most probably this is going to be going into a new vehicle, you might need some adapters for your antenna so you can catch FM stations. And anyway, that's your antenna. Going back to the top right here, this is the AVN / output. This is where your cable I was showing you earlier, all the cams, front and rear cams, inputs, and your AVN input from other things. That's where this plugs in right here. Directly underneath this, we got rear, front, and subwoofer 5-volt pre-outs. And that way you can have a 5-channel amp, a bass amp, 2 2-channel amps, 4-channel amp, multitude of configurations. Right next to it, this little round port right here, this is for your optional SiriusXM module. That's where that plugs in at right there. And directly above this little gray plug, little gray square plug, this is where your GPS antenna plugs into. This is your GPS antenna that plugs in right there. There's nothing else. Right here is the fan. They just keep the whole unit cool. It's got a lot of stuff going on in there, so it probably needs to be cooled down. Move these over a second. Right to the right of it on top is the AVI-in and iPod inputs. This is where you would most probably need an optional cable, probably the KCA IP202, but you can go to the Kenwood website and find out exactly which cable you need if you have an iPhone phone. And you can also go into the settings and switch it over and have like an auxiliary input coming in right there. So that's pretty much for that. Straight down, this little port right here next to the power plug, if you can see it, my finger's in the way. It says PTT. That is for the push to talk. That's for this little button right here. That's where that plugs into. And directly, I guess we'll go do this is the power plug with 10 amp fuse. Directly above it, this port and this port, this round rectangular port, if you can see it, and this port right here, this is for the iData-Link Maestro harness. So if you have a newer Chevy truck, newer Ford truck, probably some newer vehicles, probably around 08 above, you can go to identilink.com/maestro, which is MAESTRO. You can look and see if your newer vehicle is compatible for the Maestro harness, and that's where those two plug in right there. And what it does is it tees into your OBT2 port, I never can sit right, and brings in vehicle information from the vehicle into the radio, so you can show like gauges, oil pressure, tire pressure sensors, all kinds of crazy car information on the radio, which I think that's pretty cool. And a lot of the upper end navigational radios from Kenwood and from Pioneer as well have inputs for the IdenLink Maestro, and that's where that goes right there. This little white plug right here, this is where the reverse wire, parking brake wire, and the relay wire, that's what this plugs in, right there underneath these harnesses, which I'll fix to show you in just a second. The top harness, or top cable, this right here on top, this is the USB plug. And what you do is you get your plug right here, take the little cover off, plug your thumb drive in there, your Android, the extension for the cable, and that's what goes right there. The one underneath it, as you can see right there underneath it, this is your Wi-Fi receiver. And as you notice, it's already got your Wi-Fi receiver in here, and it's taped in place so it won't come out or anything. And it's ready to go. The last bigger cable on the bottom here, it doesn't have a label on it, but there is a label. You probably won't be able to see it. See if I can get a little reflection on it. It says iPod/iPhone. So if you have an iPhone, you probably need a special, probably that 202 cable I was telling you about earlier, to plug into here and plug into here to give you iPhone control. But you can go to the Kenwood website and find the correct cable for your phone, whether it be Android or iPhone. Alright, that's pretty much everything on the back of the radio. Let's go ahead and get it turned around, powered up. Alright, we got it powering up here. It's got the Kenwood logo. Let's see, it's still loading up. Take for a second here, hopefully. I'm going to scoot my thing back because I don't want the camera to be going in and out of focus like that. It's kind of, to me, it's kind of aggravating when I'm trying to look at the camera, look at you, look at the radio, and it'll be all out of whack and stuff. Okay, go back a little further. First thing it's asking, I'm checking to make sure it's still in focus. Initial setup, we got language setup, going to here. There's different types of languages. You can just scroll up with your finger, which is pretty cool. I speak English, so I'm going to English, United States. Wi-Fi setup. To see Wi-Fi networks, turn Wi-Fi on. I'm turning it on. We'll see if it finds it. I'm about 20 feet away. Oh, it looks like I found it. Click on it, and let's see if I can log into it. Alright, so obtained an IP address. It's connected. So that means that apparently there's somebody else out there with some internet going on. So anyway, I'm already connected, so I'm going to back out using this little arrow right here. I'm just trying to get to the main tuner screen, then I'm going to go through all the features. Anyway, this is the setup you're going through. So I'm going to back out. Okay, I got my Wi-Fi set up. Mobile network setup, what that is, you can turn your phone into a hotspot. From your company, your telephone company, but you may have to pay a little extra per month to make your phone a hotspot. That way you can log your radio into your phone and use your phone's internet to do things that this radio needs to do online. But since I'm logged in on my Wi-Fi router, I'm going to go ahead and skip this section because I don't need to log it into the cell phone. Okay, so I'm hitting next. It's loading something. Initial setup, locale, United States. Language, American English. Angle, I think I think it said the angle of the screen, so yeah, see I was going in like that. 0, it should be straight up and down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And probably the reason for this is the radio is not in the same part of the dash as it does in most vehicles. So if it's a lot higher, you might want to do it like this so you can look up at it. If your radio is kind of down below by the gear shift, you can probably do your angle this way. That way you can look down at it. So you have to play with the angles too. And off position, you can memorize wherever you want the every time the radio turn on, you can have it memorized number 3 position every time. Okay, I'm clicking the back arrow. Color. And I'm sure we'll see some of these settings in the settings menu later on, but we'll go ahead and hit them now. It looks like the panel color coordination is turned off right now, but the panel color scan is on. You can turn it off if you wanted. If you turn it off, then but what it means by color scan is cycles through all the colors. If you turn it off, then that means you want to set it to whatever color you want. So let's click set and see what it does. Okay, brings up different colors. I click blue and made these blue. Let's see if I click green. Made these green. If I click white, it made them white. So pick whatever color you want. Now there's also presets. Red, green, blue, whatever. But now if you want to dial in the exact color you want, you go to the RGB, which is red, green, blue, coordinate, and hit adjust. And you can actually adjust these to the perfect color that you want, which is pretty cool. So I'm going to leave it on that light blue color. And I'm going to back out. And it looks like panel color scan's done, so we'll go back out of here. And let's see, color external, our EXT SW is for external switch. That means you can actually turn things off and on from the radio, like a light or a fan, LED strips, certain things. That's what that relay wire was for on the with the parking brake and reverse wire. If you click on set, the output pattern, you have it pattern. Pulse means it just kind of taps a signal through that wire. Level, it'll apparently if it'll just sit and hold it, I believe that's what the level's for. If you're on pulse, you can actually set up how many pulses you want to do. Like if you want a LED light just to blink like 5 times, just for the fun of it. That's what the pulsing would be for. To pulse that wire 5 times. Next is camera setup. Click on set. Kenwood makes a camera. It's a CMOS 310 camera. If you get that camera, you actually get more control with the camera from the radio. So instead of just buying some off-brand backup camera that'll just show you video, you actually do a little bit more with the Kenwood camera. So if you have the Kenwood camera, you click this. If you if not, then you click on other. RCam interruption. Do you want the screen to interrupt when you put it in reverse and see what you're backing into? The radio introduces parking guidelines. So if your camera that you're installing does not have guidelines, you can leave it on, or if it does have guidelines, you can turn it off. That way you won't have 2 different guidelines messing you up. Guideline setup. You can actually adjust how the guidelines look on your screen by clicking these little dots and move them around. If I can do it. Well, there's a way to do it. Yeah, so you can click here. Look. So anyway, you can go back and change the guidelines however you want them to look. Next is the front camera. But like I said, if you don't have a front camera, you can turn it off. If you have an aftermarket other brand camera, you can hit other, or if you have the Kenwood camera, you can click that one and adjust it that way. So that's all the things that I can see on that screen. The next one is OEM setup. Since I don't have the OEM iData harness plugged in, we can't go into it. Demo, go ahead and turn it off because it's going to probably mess us up later when I'm talking to you about other things, and it takes a while before I touch the screen again. And finish. So that is all. That was just the setup, which is pretty cool. Login user select. We'll say administrator since this is the first time you're using it. Please set the owner account on account setup with Wi-Fi connection. So click OK, and it should load. It's load me up to another screen. So we need to find the setup. Let's see, it's here. I think maybe setup. I don't think it's any of those. I think there's a different setup. Home account. Here we go. Yeah, you have to click this menu button right here. Click account. Set owner account. And apparently I don't have an account on here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create account. And I'm going to just type in email at email.com. Account username, we'll just say test. Oops. If I can spell. And password, we'll just say test1. TEST1. Confirm password, test1 again. And done. So I'm going to click OK. It should, what? The account name has already been used, so let me change the account name to Tree. Next, test1. Okay, maybe we don't like the email address, so we're going to change the email address to Bob. Tree, test1, and OK. Okay, I don't know if it's already put it in there or whatever, but I'm gonna back out and try to log in using this. So, tree, next, test, TEST1, done. Alright, well, I got it logged in on the guest. It does have internet access, but I'll show you that here in a few minutes. Apparently on the administrators, you actually have to go to a special website and log in information from there in order for the correct information to log in. So if not, just click guest. You still get all the radio. Before we go any further, it has a nice flat black trim ring. The rest of the radio has a nice glossy piano finish outside of it. The screen's nice and flat, and it ends right to the end of the screen with a tiny bump for the plastic, but it fills in the whole deal. This little piece right here with all the buttons. We got the volume up and down. We got navigation. We click on that to take that to there, but we're not going to click it just yet. If you press and hold it down, you'll turn on the camera. Menu button, of course, here's the Kenwood logo. If you hold it down, it turns on the AV out. This is your home button, which I think is this screen. And of course, I just clicked here to go to the radio. This is the back out escape menu button. If you press and hold it down, it'll turn on the telephone. And this right here, this is the eject button. which ejects so you can get to your DVD player. And if you look on here, a bunch of other features that the radio has just kind of printed on the inside, which is pretty cool. So we got the word Excelon right here, which means, of course, it means 2-year warranty. Got this little bar right here. I thought it did so. Yeah, it pulls down that just by swiping your finger down from the top of the radio down a little bit. We got station no text. Let me go ahead and find a radio station. Let's see if it pulls up information. There we got song, got the station name, the artist, and what about album? Does it show album? Excuse me. Alright, got a little scroll here, which is pretty cool. It tells you, it gives you more information, comments, commercials, radio text. Everything. Here's your no photo. If you want everything on there, you can just click it or click the button, the photo again, and kind of expands it out. The AM here and FM over here. FM 1, FM 2, FM 3, and back to FM 1 again. So that way you can preset 18 FM stations and 6 AM stations. Those don't click or do anything. This button right here, with a bunch of squares on it, so you can actually dial in the exact frequency that you want. 93, which was the station I was already on. We go back into it. There was a button I wanted to press. Mode, HD, or regular radio stations. You can clear it to enter the button that you typed in that you want. .3, there it is, KWRV. So that's what that button's for. This button right here cycles through your radio stations, and push it down, it's going down. Channel up, it's doing the same thing. It's just up and down, side to side or up, back and forth. The little musical note doesn't do anything. Of course, we play with FM and AM. This little 2 aerial deal here, like rotates all your radio information on that or your presets. So this is your presets there. Let's say you was on a station that you want. So let's say 96.9. I think if you press and hold the button, so it brings it back up. So you get your presets there. We got a little button here with an arrow pointing into looks like a box. And it looks like it just makes the track button go away. The magnifying glass with the folder. It looks like you can search the radio for certain things on USB, iPod storage, or the wireless link, which I think is like an online paid storage, and Alpio or Apio. This album and artist. The X is cancel. The little blue microphone there, you can talk to the radio and tell it to do stuff. Alright, that's pretty much everything for the searching part of it. So I'm going back out of this, back into the home screen here, which I thought I was on the radio, but anyway, I guess what I can do is I'll go through all the screens. I guess we got 4 separate screens up here, so we'll start with this right here. Apparently, it looks like you can log into Facebook. Let's see here. Twitter. Check your emails on there. The next screen, you'll see, can't just click this in there. Oh, that's pretty cool. News RSS feed. So if you'd like to read news snippets, you can put all your feeds here. Let's see, I clicked here. And then back to, Facebook and Twitter email checking. The next one over here, photo frame. This if you have like online photos and stuff like that. You can put through your photos that way. And it also has a little bit of radio right there, so you can change the radio stations. And apparently I was too close to the screen and it switched over to it, so I'm going back out of this. Back in the photo frames, I got very close to it, but never touched the screen. Let's see here. Next one over. The third window over, we got navigation, iPod, telephone, AC radio, standby, more menu sections here, apps, our app for app radio, basically, our app mode, USB SD card, and I think on the last section of Windows, Appio, however you say it, iHeartRadio, AV browser, which is audio video browser. And like I said, we'll go through these here in just a few minutes. SNS stands for social networking services, Facebook, Twitter, stuff like that. RSS feeds, another home button, settings, and browser. If I click here, brings another set of windows. We got browser, calculator, AV browser, settings, Appio, RSS, SNS, weather, and iHeartRadio. So let's go ahead and go to this screen and we'll back out to the one before this. iHeartRadio is apparently a free app that you can download, and it uses accept. Let it load up here to see what it does. I don't have my phone connected to the radio just yet. It's just off the side on the table here. We are unable to determine your location. Please enter your zip code. I guess we'll just put a random zip code on here. Done. Whoops. I didn't type it all the way in. Ugh. You can set your location later by going into the thing. iHeartRadio. Sign up, log in, maybe later. 1,500 live radio stations. Scan to explore similar stations across the nation. And thumbs up that tell your DJs hot or not. All music custom stations, it kind of tells you about it. Change stations, just swipe like this. Full menu available anytime. Oh, continue. User disclaimer, don't show again, except. Probably won't hurt to read that if you have time. And these are actual radio stations that are throughout. It's not like SiriusXM where it's just like a one big building full of DJs. This one's actual stations. People that listen to normally on the radios are broadcasting their radio stations through the internet. Like 106.7 Light FM in New York. I got some Z100 in New York. Apparently it thinks I'm in New York. Stations near me, I'm pressing in, nothing happens. My stations by location. I'm going to try this again. Let's see. Alabama, Connecticut, Delaware, Hawaii. What is it? Louisiana. And close. Still thinks I'm in New York. Stations by location. Oh, here we go. Louisiana. Oh, we'll say Lafayette. 94.5 KUSMB. That's pretty cool. I can actually listen to the station here. It's just almost to the edge of the range of the stations. But 94.5 plays some pretty good music. We also got Nash FM, I haven't heard of those. KRQ, Magic 104.7. These are actual radio stations that broadcast on regular stations and on iHeartRadio. So anyway, that's what the iHeartRadio does. I'm going back out of here if I can. Weather. I hear it kind of thundering outside, so maybe we'll see some lightning and stuff. No information. Why is that? Probably because I don't have the satellite and GPS isn't hooked to it. That's probably why it's not catching anything. Is the GPS isn't plugged in on the back of the thing. So anyway, you have a weather station that uses your GPS to find your local location to give you weather information. So we're back out of here. SNS, going to here. Sign in. So I'm going to click sign in on Facebook, so just to show you if you'll let me do it. I'm pressing the button. I'm not sure why it's not working. Or either I don't have something plugged in or turned on, or like I said, I only have just the basics plugged in on this radio. They might require every single little thing plugged in on this radio in order for it all to work. The next one's RSS feeds. You can actually add your own feeds from online from different RSS places. You can add one and everything. Alpio, Apio. I never really messed with that, so I'm not really sure exactly what it is. I think it might be something like iHeartRadio. Yes, it's personal radio, maybe something similar to Pandora. Let's say electronic. It's playing something. Not sure. I probably need to get some speakers later on, and that way you can have something playing there that we can hear some sounds. I can see exactly what's going on. Settings. Like I said, I'm in here. I was already logged in. I'm still connected. Audio setup display. We'll go through all those here in a little while. Once I hit all the basic features. AV browser. Went to a website called root-collector.com/DNN/C/MoveLink. And apparently AV browser might be something like YouTube. So now let's load up YouTube on the radio. And let's see if we want to search for me. Search. Oh, there I am. Oh, I actually clicked on a video. There's my YouTube page. Here's the last couple of videos I did. So here's me explaining a radio to y'all while watching a video of a radio that I told about y'all last time. So that way you can watch YouTube videos while you're driving. Kind of neat. That way you have all kinds of video applications going on. And all sorts of neat features for that. I thought that was pretty cool that you can actually go to YouTube, check out things. And I'm backing out all these menus. Turning back to that first screen. Oop. Let's see what we get. AV browsers. Apparently it goes to different, these are links to different websites. Dailymotion, Vimeo, Vec, I guess, and then YouTube. So let's say if you have something on Dailymotion you like to watch, and it takes you straight to their website. That way you can start watching those videos. Alright, well, back out of this, and one more time. Calculator. Let's say you needed to add something up real quick. Not really sure. Maybe like to add miles per gallon, or you have some numbers you get to crunch in your head. You can't do it while you're driving, so you had to really type in some numbers to come up with the number that you need. So there's your answer. Let's see if we make it 7 plus parentheses 1 times 9 parentheses minus 4 should equal 12, I think. Well, I was trying to see what it was. So apparently you can put the parentheses in. So let's see. 7 plus 1 plus 9, so it'll be 9. And so 7 plus 9 will be 16 minus 4, so it would be 12, so that is correct. Take that, Common Core. And then browser, it's just like the AV browser over there, but you can actually go to your own website. So let's say Dr. Pepper.com. So drpepper.com. Then boom, there it is. Now we're looking at the drpepper.com, so there's a way in the world that any radio could have done that. Alright, so we'll get out of this. We'll go back to the screen. If I can get back to it. Come on. There we go. Alright, so that was the browser. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click the little house. I think there's no more screen. I'm going to go back one screen. And we're going to click on this to bring up this little set here at the bottom. Down here we got HDMI, MHL. This is if you had a compatible phone with the compatible cord. You can go into here and have like mirror link on your phone and stuff, which is pretty cool. And of course my phone don't have it, or I'd be showing it to you. Trust me. Come on, back up. App mode, you know, like I said, it's pretty much the same situation. Gotta have a compatible phone. You can change the device type to Android or other. Next. So you can use Bluetooth or HDMI or MHL. So I'm going to select Bluetooth. I'm going to play with my phone in a little while. But I don't have my phone hooked up to it, so I'm going to have to come back on that. And when I'm through with the whole radio talking, because like I said, this particular video is going to be quite lengthy, and I don't need, the issues of setting up a phone just yet, along with on this video. Come on, still backing out. Backing out. Well, I just click OK. Back out. Okay, here we go. Storage. I think this is an online service. It may be a paid service where you can actually store your stuff online. Of course, it says account error. That means I'm not logged in. There is actually, I think, a link in the manual that'll get you started on getting all the accounts set up for your for the radio. Let's see. This little box. Click on it. Nothing happens. Alright, back out. Wireless link. I think this is the Kenwood wireless link. Server, render, all this, music and stuff. Trying to see what pops up here. I'm just clicking on things to see what happens, because there's just so many buttons. I am sure I have skipped some stuff. I haven't even got it back into all the features just yet. I'm still going through everything, and I know I'm going to skip a button somewhere while it's doing something and forget. And that's where the comments happens down at the bottom. Y'all can see me comment saying try something out. Okay, so it's loading. Okay, here we go. I didn't click on anything. It just popped up right when I was fixing to click on something. Not sure what it pulled up, so I'm going to click on that. Nothing. I don't know what that does. Because apparently I don't have music hooked up to it, so it's not going to do anything. Alright, the next one is OEM features. That's where that iDownLink bass drill harness comes in handy. These are things that could show up from your vehicle onto the radio. That if you had already had SiriusXM, you can have it go to here to get to it. If you had a media player installed in your vehicle as factory, you can go here. If you have Bluetooth, factory Bluetooth, you can go here. If not, you can always use the radio's Bluetooth. Gauges, all kinds of crazy gauges that you can customize. Climate controls, parking assist, and vehicle info. All kinds of information coming from the car, but not every car sends out the same information, so you may only get certain things. Navigation, I'm not going to click on that because I'm going to make that the second half of the video. And telephone is disconnected. Please connect your device to Bluetooth setup. So I guess what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and connect my phone to the radio real quick. It's asking me to do it. I'm scanning available devices. There it is, DNN992. Click on it. Pairing. See if the radio does anything. Pairing request. I'm hitting OK. Hitting OK over here. And now it's connecting at the top up there in the blue. If you can see that. So it's connecting. Says connecting. And now it's allow access to contacts. I'll go ahead and allow that. Still says connecting. We got download on the screen. It still says connected on the phone. So may have to wait a few minutes on that. Oh, here we go. Connected to phone audio. That was a quick wait. Alright, I'm going to set my phone down. And let's see here. Still says connected to phone audio. And here's my call history of all the different people to call. Phone book, I actually brought it up really quickly, which is pretty cool. All my phone numbers. Hello. Please speak in the microphone. I don't have the microphone hooked up, so I'm going to hit cancel. Anyway, as you can see, within just a minute, I connected my phone to Bluetooth. So now I want to scroll back to the top of the screen here because we're done with all these. On here we got Pandora. Get out of the screen right here on my phone. Got Pandora. I'm clicking on it. It says disconnected. So I'm going to go to my phone just to see. I got Pandora on here somewhere. Here it is, Pandora. Okay, I'm logging on Pandora on my phone, and it's still saying disconnected on the radio. So apparently, I don't know, I may have to be connected to the radio with the USB for that. Apparently the Bluetooth ain't picking it up. Alright, let's see, Bluetooth audio. No device, but it said I was connected. Let me find music. Alright, now it said I was connected to the radio. connected to phone audio, but there's no device. Alright, I'll have to dig on that later. Anyway, that was the Bluetooth. Of course, standby, I think that just kind of shuts the radio down when you're not wanting to use it at all. And video 1 and 2, those are inputs from different video screens, or DVD players, Xboxes, something like that. You can go between each one of those. If you had a USB or SD card, you can put it there and play your music or videos off of those. iPod, if you had an iPod plugged into the radio, you can play music that way just by going into it. And of course, I don't have a connection type, so I don't have it connected to the radio. Alright, actually I don't have an iPod to plug in to show y'all. So if y'all happen to have a iPod or iPhone that's sitting around not doing anything, y'all want to donate it for me to show more videos on how it works with iPhone or iPod, you go to my YouTube page and you can send me one in the mail, and I'll appreciate it. I'll send you on the next video after that. I'll post a link to y'all's YouTube account page. But anyway, disc, that's of course that's DVD, CD. You can play of course disc or CDs on here. HD radio, of course, was just in there. Oh, excuse me. And what HD radio is HD is high definition radio. The local radio stations are broadcasting. Not every radio station broadcasts HD radio, just like IHeartRadio. So it's like CD quality, so it'll be less static because it's all digital signals coming to your radio. SiriusXM, like I said, that's an optional module that you can get. I don't have one plugged into it, but it'll plug in. You can see what stations you're listening to, and that's for commercial-free satellite. I think that's it for all those buttons. Won't let me go any further. Okay, back to the top here. We didn't been all these. Like I said, I'm going to save the navigation till last. We use a photo frame, email, and back around to the other side again. So let's go ahead and go into settings here, which I think also no, that's different. Okay, I'll hit the settings button after we go through all these. So settings, we got Wi-Fi, which we're into, mobile networks, portable hotspot. I was telling you about that earlier. Audio setup, and we got different buttons here. We got audio control, equalizer, zone control, sound effect, position. I clicked it by accident. And audio setup. Okay, there's no more, so those are the 6 for audio control. So I'm going to click the first audio control. And it looks like to be a fader and balance situation. Volume offset, that way you can, it's kind of like an internal volume knob. Subwoofer level, so if you have bass hooked up to it, you can just put your level on 10 or wow, that's like going back pretty far. Anyway, I turned your subwoofer down. I think if I had that on my radio, if I wouldn't even hear my subwoofers anymore. Bass boost, make sure your bass has a little harder hit to it. And I think that's all for that particular audio control. Equalizer, we go into here. You got natural, rock, pops, easy, top 40, jazz, or powerful. Those are the preset equalizers with the nice backgrounds for each one. It's pretty cool. I like the jazz on the musical notes. If you go to user and equalizer, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 band equalizer. Starting from 62.5 hertz all the way up to 16 kilohertz. And you can run your finger through the way that you want. And if one didn't turn out the way you like to, you can actually go back and I think click on each one that you want to do separately, which is pretty cool. Or if you want to start over, I think you click flat, and then something like that. Got bass extension, loudness. You turn off, on to low or high. That makes it kind of a lot louder. EQ initializing makes it flat. So to me, they pretty much do the same thing. You can press these right here and it highlights certain ones. You can actually dial in exactly if you're not getting it. If your finger's like too big or too small, you're probably not getting exact ones. The subwoofer level. Here's another place you can actually change the subwoofer levels as well. And let's go back out of that. And that's everything that's on here. So we'll back out of that, go back into zone control. And right now we're listening to SiriusXM, or at least that was the last thing that I clicked on for a source. Or it'll say radio or something. Single zone or dual zone. Front source, you can have, it looks like a iPod or Pandora in the front, and in the back you may have video 1, video 2, disc, off, or video 1. And you can also turn the volume up or down just for the very only. That's on dual zone. If you're in single zone, everything is going to play all at once everywhere. Alright, go back out of that. We're down to sound effect. Okay, space enhancer. We got set. Are you in a small vehicle, or do you want a small sound, or larger vehicle for large sound, or just off? Drive equalizer, you turn it on. It helps out with the making the music sound a little better while you're driving at higher speeds. Sound height perception. Do you want the sound to kind of blow and kind of come up, or you want it to be kind of a little bit higher? And in the car, it actually works fairly well like that. Realizer, you can turn it off or on in different levels. You get 1, level 2, level 3, or off. And Supreme just makes the music sound cleaner and better. And I think that's all for sound effects. The next is position. All, or front right, front left, front all, or all. Kind of like a basic fader and balance. You go to adjust. This is where you can actually dial in how many feet you are from this speaker. So let's say this speaker is 8 feet away. This speaker is 10 feet away, which is probably not. Probably like just a couple feet. This one, the left rear speaker is, I get my finger on it, 10 feet, and the right rear speaker is 3 feet, which would be the most odd vehicle ever. And you can also set separate gains for each speaker. So this is actually a more intense fader and balance. And initialize is zeros out everything. Alright, and it looks like the last will be audio setup, which you think that all this what we've been doing. Speaker select. You can actually tell the radio what size speakers you have and where it's located at. So you got like tweeter, you got small, medium, and large, and in the doors, or it could be in the back. If you're in the back, you can tell the radio what style speakers, how big they are, and where they're located at. And believe it or not, it takes all that information and adjusts it to make it sound just right. Car type. What kind of car do you drive? Is it a truck? Is it an SUV? Is it compact? And there's actually, again, no matter which one and actually my truck actually sounds good with SUV. Because they don't actually have a truck on here, so I select the SUV while it's playing, and for some reason that makes it sound better. But the radio takes all these adjustments, because every car's acoustics are different, and makes it sound better according to what you adjust. So you can click on each one of these while the music's playing and see which one has the best quality sound. Because this radio is computing all that for the correct output. And location. Is your front speakers in the doors? Is it on the dash? Is it under the dash? Rear speakers? Is it on the back deck or the doors? I mean, that's a lot of configuration. I mean, the radio takes all that, spins it through some I'm sure some sort of mathematical algorithms. I can't even say it now. Equations, and comes out with the perfect sound. Next we have DSP, or digital sound processor. You can have it go through that, so that way you have like amps and stuff, or you can go right into the bypass and just bypass all together. That way you let your amps do it, or you just hit through. That way it goes through the processor, makes the sound changes, and then on out to your amplifiers. Alright, that's everything for the audio setup. I'm going to back out of that, and it didn't take me anywhere, so I'm backing out of that. And we're back to the main screen again. So now I'm going to click the little gear right here. That's what I was going to click on earlier. The little gear right there. See it? See it? See it? External switch. This is what I was saying. You can actually go in there and actually turn things off or on. And green. Apparently, it don't give me any indication whether whatever I'm turning is off or on. So I don't know. We got setup, and this is actually the actual whole radio setup, not just the audio controls or anything. This is the whole shebang. So we got system, display, source, camera, software, navigation settings, AV out, and Bluetooth. System. You got user interface. You don't want to beep, off or on, language, text scroll. Auto is automatically scrolling so you can see what you're playing. If the song title and artist is too long for the screen, it'll scroll for you. You can either do it once or off. If you hold the nav key longer than 1 second, you can turn the video off or on, or turn on the cam. Secondary, off or on. Demo, because I've already turned the demo off and told you about that, so I'm going to back out of this. Security. Do you want to turn that off or on? You just leave it on, it'll be fine. External switch. We've already showed you those settings earlier. And then set up memory. Would you like to memorize or recall the audio and video setup? Sure. I'll hit yes. Alright, please select the desired function from the choices below. You can either recall settings that you already pre-saved, or you want to memorize them, or you want to clear the settings, or just hit cancel. So we're going to memorize. Would you like to overwrite the initial memorized settings? Yes. Now writing memory settings. And back to the screen. So I'm going to go ahead and hit cancel because you apparently recalling all the settings. And we'll back out of that. And that's it for system. The next is display. Going to here. I think we've already been in there, but we'll do it again. We got angle. Oh, I hit color by accident. Here it is where you can change the colors of your buttons. Like I said, I had already mine preset to the light blue. Angle, I've already been there. It was like one of the first things. The angle of the screen, and you can memorize whatever angle that you want to start off with. And that's everything for display. Source. DV setup, iPod setup, app setup, USB setup, AVN setup, DivX, VOD, OEM setup. These are different setup things. Like if you want to go to, let's say, iPod setup, you want audiobook, slow, fast, or normal, widescreen, off or on-screen iPod connections. DVD setup, we got language, subtitles, audio, dynamic, angle marks, screen ratios, parental level, disc setup, streaming information, app setup, got app settings, got screen control. Screen control is bright, tint, color, contrast, black, sharpness. Dimmer, do you want it to sync, or do you want it to see by navigation, or just be on or off? Mode, full, just, that's the size of the screen. Return. And that's what that's for the screen control. USB setup. On screen USB auto, off, or auto. AV-N input. You can select what kind of name that you want. DivX, on, and OEM setup. Camera was actually in here earlier. I told you all about the reverse camera. Like I said, the radio can handle 2 cameras, front and rear. And if you get the Kenwood backup camera to go with it, you actually have a little more control on how the camera does whatever it does through the radio. Software. Software key code versions, Bluetooth module versions. You can update them. What you can do is you have to go to the KenwoodUSA.com website. Look up this radio, DNN992, and you will see like updates and firmware updates, manuals, and you can download the instructions to do the firmware updates. That way you can do it right, because if you do it, just do it haphazardly or wrong, it may screw the whole radio up. Alright, next one over is navigation. It's not the navigation map itself, but these are the settings for navigation. The nav interrupt speaker, you can use front left, front right, or front all. And what that means is, when the lady screams at you to tell you to turn on the next exit, you can do it in the front, both front speakers, or the front left speaker, or the front right speaker. So that way, if you're on front all, you can definitely hear what she's saying when you get down there. But if you have somebody riding with and they don't want to have to hear her screaming at you for taking the wrong turn, then you can just hit front left. Also, you can turn the screaming down on the navigation from navigation voice volume and turn it down so it won't be as loud. And nav mute, you can turn it off or on too. So when she's talking, you can adjust how and where you and how loud you want her to talk. AV out. AV out, you want the video 1 or video 2. Disc or off. So you can make those changes, automatically adjust back to the back. Bluetooth, which I think is the last setting. Got my radio here. It's connected. The audio is disconnected, so I'm going to click on. That's probably why the audio wasn't playing a second ago. So now that I clicked on, I am going to go back here in a second and try it again, and then we'll get on the navigation, and that hopefully should be the rest of that radio settings and stuff. But we have a antenna, got battery life. Alright, so I'm backing out. It's all for the Bluetooth. There's no more settings. Let's see, home. Let me see if I can find it. Yep, that's the telephone part of it. So home, Bluetooth streaming. Here we go. Have to look for the musical deal. Now it says connecting, so that might be a pretty good deal. It's pulling up something. Here we go. Black lights. And it says black light on my phone. So that means I'm now connected. And so I was actually connected just for the phone part. Only I had to go into the menus and actually connect the audio part up so it will start playing. So you can actually turn the audio or the phone part off or on as you need to. So just to show you that it's playing, I'm going to go to the next song, I think. Here we go. It should say Everybody, Mako's. There's Everybody right there. And I don't have any information on the screen. Oh. Okay, I actually press the navigation. Anyway, we know the Bluetooth's working. So I'm going to go ahead and end this particular video here and make this one. It's going to be quite long. It's probably going to be rather lengthy. So there are a few places I can edit it and make it a little shorter. So anyway, I appreciate you watching video part number 1. I'm going to post a link to part number 2 somewhere on the screen here in a second. And then I'm going to start on the navigation software on part number 2. So I appreciate you watching. Y'all have an awesome day, and please subscribe.